Hi, welcome to Mystic Frequency. I'm Lisa, and I'll be your collective tarot reader here today on February 4th, 2026. But no matter when you click into this reading, there's something that is trying to unveil itself so you can take the message and do with it what you will. Now, you are more than welcome to jump into the timestamp within the description box below to go ahead and get started into the reading while I get the rest of the intro out of the way. So, if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Thank you for making it another trip around the world with us today. Always here on this channel, I want my listeners to know that they deserve to celebrate and always need to have a reason to find something to celebrate. There's always a whole bunch of good things going on in this life. And secondly, leading into my disclaimers, remember you are in charge of the wheel at all times. And whatever is shown today is not to be taken as professional advice because I can only share either personal experiences or what spirit may be coming through today to kind of like share with you. And you can ultimately take any kind of door or anything that opens up for you and not just you have free will and you need to be able to walk forward with confidence, knowing that you can choose a different option at the end of the day. But know your situation, know if it's going to resonate for you, and don't try to make something click within this reading if it is not something you are currently going through. This may be for another individual or someone you may be close to, and your guides are using you like a radio signal in order to share this message with others. That's why I always encourage sharing this if you know someone could benefit from this greatly. And lastly, before I can forget, I did just upload another pick-a-pile reading talking about dreams and what they may reveal for you if you've been having difficulties processing your dreams. So I encourage y'all to check it out. Let me know how it resonates, or even if you've got really weird dreams going on, let me know. I love hearing about dreams. But I'm going to go ahead and get started into the reading. So I'm not going to dive into the affirmations today. I'm actually going to work with the Aquarius energy and then work my way to the affirmation. So that way you have a little bit of confidence when we get there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Aquarius today. So some of y'all are coming up with your own original thoughts. You may even have these. It's almost like you have this pull or this string that is trying to help you progress in your life or help others around you progress as well. So you may be interested into philanthropy and just assisting the collective more than anything. But you can feel that this energy that is coming through here is very free-spirited. I may have already said this, but you're marching to the beat of your own drum. And you may even find that you're not wanting to fit inside a box. You don't want to fit in one group, one clique, or just be a part of, something that is very normal. You would rather be able to climb out of that box. And especially if you're in a box and everybody is, they're just going left, right, back, and they're just doing circles within this cube. And you're wanting to get out of the cube. You're wanting to get out of something. And maybe even going through okay, well, what kind of solution can I bring to this to help people, see that there's something out here for them that may be better than the situation that they may be in. So a lot of focus is being put on the collective. And so you're looking at what are the strong areas in your life or the strong areas in other people's lives. And if you're putting emphasis on that, or if there is a weak area, something may feel like it's unstable. So you're trying to figure out, what can I make this a much more stronger thing? Do I need to bring people in? Do I need to think of a better technological solution? Because Aquarians are very forward thinking. They are much more futuristic in their mindset. So they're thinking of ideas that are going to help this kind of energy or this solution that needs to be made. And they may even, they pick up on, whether or not their community is is rejoicing, having, they're very happy, they're doing well, or if there's a lot of, there's sorrow, there's this sense of, something is lacking, something that needs to be fixed. But ultimately, Aquarius is wanting to heal others with what they believe will help. So think about something that you are inventing or trying to create in this moment that you are trying to get a push on or help push forward. And now is a great time to really look at any kind of inner truths that are trying to bubble up and surface, especially in areas where you want to have equality or your life feel balanced, or even if you feel as you've been restricted or someone has had like a sense of control on your time and in your energy and your thoughts, and you're just wanting to have a little bit more freedom to express your creativity. And what are you identifying with? Because Aquarius, like I said, they don't want to be in a box unless they choose to put themselves in that box, because it's what aligns with their belief systems and what they think is going to assist others. So what are you currently identifying with? And if you're going through, like, you're wanting to, donate or be a part of the community, volunteering for something, what is a program that you are invested in and believe in? There's so many out there. And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're only doing something for humanity. You may even have a call to assist animals and provide maybe to humane societies where they shelter animals, and people donate food and water and medical supplies. It's whatever makes you feel purposeful is Aquarius coming through, because then you will be driven to actually assist that common need here. And Aquarians have a very, and you don't have to be an Aquarius in order for this reading to resonate with you. This is probably energy that you are experiencing within yourself, or you are starting to see with others around you. You may notice people are listening more. They're being more compassionate, and they're leaning in whenever you are speaking, because they can just feel that magnetism, and they know that they can go to you whenever there is an issue in their life. And your guides are wanting you to understand that this is what they are wanting you to do. They want you to listen. And if you start to notice there are any kind of injustices, whether this be at work or even at your home or just within any kind of relationships you see, actually stand up for them and fight for what you think is justice. But don't allow yourself to be very dogmatic where it blinds you from being able to see truths that may be not revealed to you in this moment. So if you don't know what dogmatic means, it can mean you have a very strong opinion or view on something, and it almost turns it into a fact without having those the evidence behind it. So be very careful there today with this kind of energy if you start to notice that people are forcing their ideas onto you. And so the other thing Aquarius is going to lead into here is this energy is wanting you to step into your authenticity, because that is how you are going to help raise the collective if you do see that you're wanting to assist others. So this card is, the two planets that it works well with, because it used to only be in Saturn's until Uranus was discovered. But Uranus is all about innovation, and Saturn is about structure. So whatever ideas that you have are flooding through your mind, make sure that they have weight, that they have a structure in order to form them from. So that way you're not just lost in your mind with all of these oh gosh, it was just these brainstorms. It's not just a brainstorm, it's actually something that you are creating in reality. So some things that you may have felt called to or even will help with this energy is looking into like science programs, watching science videos on YouTube or even science magazines, looking into futuristic art, tech stuff, do-it-yourself projects, or even finding, think about thought-provoking or unconventional topics to really get your mind going. And another thing to really help with this is maybe objective driven games, because you want an objective. You want something to work towards and obtain right now. And another thing to kind of help with this, like I talked a little bit about it, but volunteering will be really good. And if you felt like a call to, go stargazing and look at the cosmos, this would be a great time to do so. But I love that we have Aquarius coming in. I know we had a lot of that in the last month that we had, and we are entering into Pisces energy. So you may feel very sensitive to this kind of energy here that is trying to get you to explore more with your mind and others. But let's dive into your focus, and then we'll look into your heart and subconscious. So we have the Six of Pentacles coming through, and it did come out sideways. So there is a lot of push and pull on like finances and your ability to be able to give to others. And so on the positive end of this card, you are feeling like you want to offer your time, energy, love, and support to those that are in need. And really taking this time to share your wisdom with others or provide those solutions to groups or projects you may be in. But your presence is a gift itself, and people may be trying to hog your time and they're pulling you every which way. And it reminds me of elementary school when you have a friend that wants all of your time and energy, but you also have another friend that wants your time, and so you're being like pulled and dragged in different directions of who do I need to spend my money on? Who do I need to invest in? What is a cause that I support in this moment? Where do I want to volunteer it? And that's what you're trying to decide in this moment is, what is something that is going to actually be of benefit to others and is not going to the wrong hands. The last thing you want is to think you are donating to a cause and it not actually be for a good cause. It's like it has these great big banners on the outside, but once you actually dive deep into like their disclaimers and everything about the business, you find that they don't actually invest in a good cause. They only invest into their pocket. So look into those nonprofit organizations here that really do support the community if you feel called to this. But this can also talk about if you are thinking about a loan or you may be around someone that needs a loan. And if that is so, then it needs to be built on trust and good faith. So seeing the consistency in another person and knowing whether or not that they are going to be able to either A, pay you back, or not keep coming back to you each time you go and give a handout, if that seems, if that makes sense for you. And there's a need to define differences between short-term fixes and sustainable solutions. If someone is not in a position to even be taking on a loan in this moment, then you should not be digging that debt hole even deeper if you are not able, especially if there is a time limit on at which you need to repay the loan. And I will say, really look at the interest rates in the market when you are pulling a loan to make sure that it is not going to be like, almost, 20% extra by the time you pay it off. And then it makes me think of somebody that buys a washer or a dryer and you desperately needed it in the moment. Like you didn't have any other option because nothing was at the Goodwill. And so it's like a panic buy. But then, 5 years, 6 years down the road after you finally paid it off, and then it breaks down. And now you're back in the same boat of trying to find another washer. So be very careful out there when you are thinking about any kind of loan or thing that you may need, and don't, not a panic buy of some sort. And so self-sufficiency is going to be key here. So some of the questions that this asks, and I pulled this from my favorite tarot book because I feel this is a great thing for the collective, is What can I give to others in need? Like, what can you actually give? If you cannot give your money, or you can't just stop what you're doing and assist to those in need, there are other ways, like sharing ideas, sharing solutions, being of support, especially being compassionate to those that may be in need. But and another thing is like, if you know someone can't pay you back and it's not going to hurt you financially, and you're not really looking for something to be returned, there are other things that maybe this individual can do. Think about the skills they may have. Are they a good painter? Are they someone that can build something? Or are they a good cook? Maybe they can return their favor by cooking for you. It's that kind of thing. And the other question this card asks is, how can I receive what I need? You don't want to be on the opposite end where you are constantly being the one that is giving, especially in your relationships. You want to see that it is balanced here, that it is equal in value. And also, like time and energy when you're at work, are you investing in more hours but not receiving the right amount of, you know, financial efforts that you have put in? And the next thing is, how can I create a healthy exchange of energy with others? Because at the end of the day, money is just a form of energy. That's all it is. And how you view it will determine how much it is worth to you. So think about those questions that this card is asking today, because I feel like this is a good card for the collective to have in their belt. And the animal guide that is helping with this is the butterfly. So there's a lot that is being rebirthed and reborn around the Six of Pentacles, where you see that there is a lot of cooperation and communication coming through to bring harmony. And you can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. If you are not someone that is comfortable with receiving help or receiving a little bit of push so that way you can get back on the right track, now's a great time to kind of change the way you think about money and people helping you. And allow yourself to, understand you have brilliance to share with the world. Brilliance, like your mind is brilliant. And love every part of your journey. Love it all. And then the Moonology coming through is letting you know to pay close attention to your emotions, especially when they are running high. So back to that example where I was talking about the needing a washer, or even your fridge going out and needing to immediately replace your fridge. It's going to cause a lot of emotions, and you may make a purchase that you don't intend to make. Or when others have a lot going on in their life and they kind of like pull your heartstrings of wanting to help others. So, or they find you at the worst time possible whenever you are super tired, and then you take on a commitment that you are not really focused or really thinking about clearly. So think about what may be on your mind right now that will help you be able to balance the energies and not make rash decisions when your emotions are really high. Get some rest. Find some rest and meditate a little bit before doing so. Okay, and then for your heart focus, we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands, if you have had some kind of idea that has come to you, or even if you've been thinking about a specific relationship and you were uncertain whether or not to actually go through with it, the Ace of Wands being in your heart center, it's like it's telling you, your heart is telling you yes. This is the sign that you are being encouraged to follow it and to actually live your passions. Trust your passions and what guides you, what lights you up within. And if you weren't sure if a project, idea, or whatever it is that you are trying to bring to the physical world, experiment with it. Experiment with it in your mind, weigh out the pros and cons, or give it a test trial. So this can, and I almost forgot to mention about this right here with the Aquarius energy. Any kind of ideas you have, now is a good time to like get a book to write them down so you don't forget about them. So that is one thing to kind of help you lift something off the ground. And when you are doing this test trial or you are experimenting with it, you'll know if it feels good because it'll make you want to keep doing it. Or if it doesn't, then you'll know to make some adjustments or maybe try something else altogether. But this is something that can turn into a very fulfilling and energizing experience for you. So start with a few fundamentals and then add more complex activities later on to this thing that your heart is pulling you towards. And always remember that this is just a seed that has potential here. But ultimately, your heart wants to take this opportunity to grow either on a personal or a very spiritual level. So this could be someone you are around. And so act now because you don't want to lose this energy, because it's like it is the lighter that will create the explosion that you need in order for this to happen, for it to grow here. And it's almost, these almost look like hands here that are trying to come in and kind of like lift you out, and going along with this rebirth here, lift you out of this situation. But if you are single or even thinking about starting a new relationship, there is something on the horizon here. So either through you doing your day-to-day activities, you assisting and helping the collective, or just being a part of a project that really lights you up inside and makes you feel good about taking care of others, well, you doing that is going to be bringing something into the fold here, where, and you will know that this card is talking about this because you will feel a strong chemistry with this person. You may even, like, you have talks with this person and it's just thought-provoking thoughts. Like it makes your mind light up. So think about those earlier examples where I was talking about maybe science groups or going to futuristic art museums, anything that really gives you, passionate inspiration here to connect with people who think and, they have the same ideas like you do. But there's strong chemistry, you'll feel that, and you're going to want to spend more time together with this person, or even find ways to explore, all the things that this person has. Like, you'll want to know more about their life. You want to know more about, their own humanitarian projects that they may have, or, what are their beliefs, their opinions, and how do they create solutions rather than be a part of the problem. That's another thing that's coming through, is wanting to be with someone that doesn't create problems. Now, if you are already in a relationship, you are currently entering a new phase and intensifying the connection that y'all already have. And if you were experiencing some dilemmas or struggles, well, you're finding a way to turn over a new leaf and rediscover the passions that brought y'all together to really make the chemistry strong again. And the animal guide that is coming through, and this came out yesterday, is saying, so this is the lion higher calling. You have within you all the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Take noble choices, or make noble choices for your life and your tribe. The more noble choices you make with your relationships and those around you, and making noble choices for your heart, you are doing something for yourself and those around you, and that's a blessing to have in your life. So let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. And that even is amplified with the South Node coming in and saying, don't let your past hold you back. And back to the challenging relationships. Don't let past mistakes, past issues that may have surfaced to prevent you from having a fulfilling relationship with others. Actually take this opportunity to take this seed that is coming through and light the fire that you need in your life. And then in your subconscious, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So there are ideas that are being expressed. So if you were on the other side of the fence and not wanting to share these ideas or a breakthrough that you may have just had, Don't be discouraged here. It's okay if you want to find ways to express or manifest, the projects, the creative energy that may be at play here, and before you try to bring it to the present world. And this card can talk about just wanting greater clarity on something. So this could really tie in with what you were focusing on this moment, where you're thinking about how can I invest my time and energy without worrying about the setbacks, or being able to financially pay something off, or even helping a cause that doesn't actually help a cause here. But give yourself time and space to meditate so you can clear your mind. And also, while you're clearing your mind, while you're having all these thoughts come through, that book that I was talking about, great time to write those ideas down so they're not bouncing in your head back and forth like marbles, and preventing you from actually having the true breakthrough that is trying to come through here. And use that time to either do a drawing board, a goal board of some kind to define what it is you want. But you may be even looking into the truth of a situation that is coming through as well. And it's like you're trying to find the sword that's going to be able to pull, or, the sword that is in the stone, and being the person that can pull that sword from that stone. And so SMART goals are really good for your subconscious mind right now, making sure they are specific, they are measurable, they are achievable, they're realistic, and they are time bound. And I went ahead and looked up a quick example so you can see what a SMART goal is. I know we hear it often in, our world, where people are like, make a SMART goal, make a SMART goal. And then you're like, you're so tired of hearing it. But, you need an example of what a SMART goal is. So if you are thinking of ways to increase your energy, so define what you want. That's the big kicker here. And then that'll be how you can lay the plan down. But an example would be, I will walk for 20 minutes on my lunch break, 3 days a week for the next month, to increase energy levels without sacrificing work productivity. And so you can add that for each of your mind, what is going on within your heart, and what is going on within your subconscious here. So think about those SMART goals that you can have. And if y'all need help making a SMART goal, you can use the comment box below in the description. And I want that to actually be a one of my feedbacks that I want is, what is a SMART goal that you are currently working on in this moment? So that way you can get that push or that support, because I love SMART goals. And the animal guide that is coming through is orca whale, adventure. Dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams. You may be thinking about traveling, but unsure of how to actually do that, or even talk to others about traveling, because, part of that box is everybody's so okay with being at home in their own city, and they may not want to go anywhere else because it can be scary to travel past something into the unknown. But attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. And the astrology, or not the astrology, so your commitment to your dreams are being tested here. Your commitment to your adventures wants to actually be, be the forefront of your mind, so that way you can manifest it and actualize it. And then luck is on your side here. So you have a very, 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 like, when you have luck on your side, this makes me think of Jupiter. So anytime you are expanding or assisting the collective or helping a good need, it is returned in threefold. So whatever that case may be, whatever you are doing right now, just know luck is on your side, and it is getting ready to propel you towards, your journey, and, your ability to, share your wisdom with others. So remember, you are more powerful than you think. So before we finish this reading off, let's look at a affirmation you need to hear. So Tell yourself, I am ready to take action. I'm ready to start something. I'm ready to commit to something. I'm ready to be a part of something greater. And then a self-help love oracle card is know your intuition. That's your guidance for your highest good. Know your intuition, because that is going to be your focus point. When you're looking inside a telescope, you'll be able to look up at the stars and say, that is where I want to go. So that is your reading, my dears. If you enjoyed this reading and enjoyed the different way I presented it today, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. But always give me a like if you enjoyed it, and comment, let me know in the box, and subscribe so you can see more content like this, guys. But I'm going to go ahead and head out here. Bye.